Traveling 5 years before 9/11 was a breeze. There were no long lines at the security checkpoints and there were no TSA. I didn't have to remove my shoes and belt or take out any electronics that would in my carry-on. Back in the TSA last day, I would go through security checkpoint for less than 10 minutes. There were less restrictions on what I can or cannot bring with me. I remember back in the glory days of flying. So 5 years before 9/11, I was let's see, it would happen in 2001. So I was I think around 18 years old. Ever since I was 5, every year my family and I would go on a vacation, which required air travel. And every time I'm at the security checkpoint, there was hardly a line. Also, an incident when I was probably 15 years old, I went with my family to San Francisco International Airport to say farewell to my grandma, who was leaving the state to go back to Vietnam. I remember that I could go through security checkpoint even though I did not have a flight ticket. It was nice to spend a little more time before my grandma left, since the next time I would see her would be in a couple of years down the road. So now, 5 years after September 11, security at the airport has drastically tightened, and rightfully so. TSA was created after September 9/11, and security checkpoint could be a drag if no one is not flying first class. For international flight, I have to be at least 3 hours before my flight, or else I would probably miss the flight. There's now a list of restrictions. 5 years later, I had to remove my shoe and belt and electronic. I recall several incidents that were different after September 9/11. I didn't feel safe or comfortable flying after the terrorist attack. Let's see. I think I started flying again, I believe in 2003. So in the summer of 2003, I took the courage to start flying again when traveling on a vacation, because after 9/11, majority of people were still traumatized from the event and choose not to fly, but rather travel nearby in car or other means of transportation. I recall receiving so many special offers for vacation and cheap airline ticket because the industry was suffering from September 9/11 incident. Crazy offers such as round-trip ticket from San Jose to Orlando for $99, 7-day vacation including hotel and airfare for $300 per person. And which of all this deal are a steal? One can't find this travel deal nowadays. This is how much a big of a chain impact September 9 had on the airline industry. Aside from the little side note, my first trip after 9/11 to Las Vegas was a total failure because I missed my flight. The reason because I got stuck going through the security process and missed my flight. It wasn't like before where I swiftly walked through. Simply, all I had to do was arrive 30 minutes before my flight, and up, and away I would go wherever I'm going. This time, I arrived 15 minutes earlier than usual. That's a 45-minute total, and I still missed my flight. Anyway, lesson learned. The security process took roughly about 45 to 60 minutes to get through, so I ended up paying more for my ticket to take the next flight, which I was not happy about. Even worse, I had to wait another whole hour at the airport versus knowing I would be in Las Vegas partying and drinking. Another incident was when I was flying to Long Beach to go on a cruise. Little did I know, I packed my shampoo, toothpaste, and hair product in my carry-on. I was forced to throw those products away. I was sad because I had to throw away my favorite shampoo and hair gel. The great news was that I didn't miss my flight and therefore I didn't miss my cruise departure. The downside was I had to repurchase the item before my cruise and I couldn't get the particular brand that I like to use. After all I have to tell you is traveling after 9/11 is quite a ritual. The process takes quite some time, but all in all, I don't mind the extra security measure, but there are things that I miss about airline traveling before 9/11. Thank you.